What makes RRPM different from other methodologies? Rapid Response Project Management, RRPM, also known as the fire extinguishing type methodology, stands apart from traditional project management approaches due to its unique focus on managing urgent and high-stakes projects. Unlike conventional methodologies like Waterfall or Agile, which operate on a more structured, long-term timeline with planned phases, RRPM is designed for speed, adaptability, and crisis management. Its primary aim is to quickly address and resolve critical project challenges, often under pressure, with a focus on minimizing disruption and restoring order in the shortest possible time. Key characteristics of RRPM: 1. Crisis containment and swift mobilization. One of the defining features of RRPM is its emphasis on crisis containment and quick action. While other methodologies may operate under the assumption that projects are progressing as planned and only require incremental adjustments, RRPM assumes that the situation is urgent, potentially catastrophic, or evolving rapidly. As such, its focus is on taking immediate steps to contain any issues and minimize damage, before considering longer-term strategies. This sense of urgency drives a sense of rapid mobilization and clear, decisive action. 2. Clear communication and adaptability. Another critical element of RRPM is clear and consistent communication. In high-pressure environments, it's not enough to rely on traditional communication chains or formal reporting structures. RRPM encourages direct and frequent communication between all project stakeholders, ensuring that everyone involved is aligned and able to respond quickly. Furthermore, adaptability is at the core of RRPM. Teams must be ready to pivot their strategies on short notice in response to new information or changing circumstances. This is in stark contrast to more rigid approaches like Waterfall, where predefined phases and plans are typically followed regardless of the situation. 3. Integrated crisis response phases. RRPM integrates specific phases tailored for crisis situations, which is what differentiates it from standard methodologies. The methodology comprises phases such as alarm, containment, assessment, attack plan, engagement, extinguishment, and overhaul. These steps are designed to move from recognizing the problem to stabilizing the situation, determining the best course of action, and ultimately resolving the issue. In comparison, traditional methodologies like Agile or Waterfall tend to focus on a more linear flow of work or iterative cycles that do not account for rapid response to unexpected problems. 4. Flexibility in resource allocation. RRPM differs from other methodologies in terms of resource allocation. Because of its crisis-oriented nature, it allows for flexible deployment of resources. When an issue arises that threatens the project's success, RRPM calls for a swift redeployment of resources, including personnel, time, and materials, to ensure the issue is tackled effectively. This is different from methods like Waterfall, where resources are allocated according to predefined schedules and phases, often with little flexibility for adjustments on short notice. 5. Speed over precision. Traditional methodologies, especially in fields like Waterfall, prioritize precision and careful planning. Every phase is executed in a well-defined sequence, ensuring that all requirements are thoroughly met before moving to the next step. RRPM, however, prioritizes speed and practicality. While planning and structure are still important, the emphasis is on resolving issues rapidly to avoid further escalation. This makes RRPM particularly useful in high-stakes situations where delays are unacceptable. 6. High-pressure decision-making. RRPM requires quick decision-making, often under pressure, which is another point that sets it apart from other methodologies. In environments where time is critical, decisions must be made rapidly, and there is little room for delay. Traditional methods may involve long deliberation cycles or approval processes, but RRPM aims to streamline decisions, sometimes opting for quick resolutions even if they are less than perfect in order to stop the escalation of the issue. Applications of RRPM's unique characteristics make it particularly effective in industries and projects where the environment is volatile, and rapid decisions are needed to avoid significant losses or failures. It is most commonly applied in crisis management situations, such as responding to a sudden project derailment, an unexpected market shift, or even in the context of emergency response or disaster recovery. Additionally, RRPM can be applied to high-risk projects where the consequences of failure are high, and where the need for swift action outweighs the need for meticulous planning and execution. In contrast, traditional methodologies like Agile or Waterfall are better suited for environments where risks are more predictable, and projects can follow a linear or iterative path. Waterfall, with its step-by-step process, assumes that each stage of a project will unfold in a logical sequence, while Agile allows for flexible but planned sprints and continuous improvement. These approaches work well when the scope and risks of a project are clearly defined. However, in the case of a rapidly shifting, high-risk environment, RRPM provides a much-needed alternative. Conclusion: Rapid Response Project Management, RRPM, stands out because of its speed, adaptability, and ability to address urgent, high-stakes issues in a project. It operates in a world of unpredictability and crises, where immediate action and decisive communication are necessary for success. By focusing on swift mobilization, flexibility, and crisis containment, RRPM offers a stark contrast to traditional methodologies that emphasize long-term planning, structured processes, and gradual improvements. As businesses and industries increasingly face volatile and fast-changing environments, RRPM offers a framework that ensures projects can adapt quickly, remain resilient, and successfully navigate unexpected challenges. RRPM